So it's gonna be a little bit of a rant of something I experienced a couple days ago. I believe that may have reached the first stage of enlightenment in Buddhism. Um, it was a very very weird experience, and I'm gonna go into some background information of how and why I think it happened. So the prior week, I had been meditating. I meditate maybe about 45 minutes a day. Nothing like super crazy, and I do at least an hour yoga every day too, obviously. Um, but throughout the week, I something was strange was happening, as in my vision was different. As in, I would look at something and I would know that it was basically in a simulation of basically atoms and particles, as weird as that sounds. And I was just doing a practice. I just kept reminding myself in my mind that basically everything I looked at was an illusion. Like almost repeatedly, like almost like it was a mantra in my head. Like people would look at something that was pretty in my eyes. I was just saying that's a assortment of colors being reflected in my eyes. This is a strange way of thinking, because the thing was is that, like, even though I was consciously thinking that, I wasn't forcing myself to consciously think that. And I never throughout the rest of the week, I wasn't talking at all. There was 4 days in total. I did not speak a word, not one single word. And around Sunday, I was doing walking meditation in between one of my DoorDash things, and I was in the middle of Target. And it's gonna sound really weird, but I was just, in my head, I was just doing left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot in the middle of Target. Not really, it's pretty aimlessly. And then my ears, they start to like almost have like a hissing sound or something. I thought I was having a aneurysm or something. I don't know, but all of a sudden I had this realization of what in Buddhism they call it nirvana, or basically how death and incarnation and reincarnation work. And it was the most bizarre experience because I wasn't doing anything that I thought was remarkable at the time. I was just walking step by step in Target. I know my ears, they start to kind of make this hissing noise, and then it went away. And then for about maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes, all my thoughts had completely disappeared. And when I was realizing what life and death and reincarnation was, it was more like I was being shown this. I wasn't thinking methodically, because I'm a very methodical thinker. I wasn't like methodically thinking of like, oh, must be how it works. It was like someone had shown me direct proof of what it was. It was like I had seen it firsthand, and this all happened probably in about a minute or 2 minute span. Um, and after that, I went home, and because I was like, man, if I'm dying, I don't want to be dying in the middle of Target. And I could not stop smiling or laughing for about 2 hours. I don't know what happened. I wasn't on any kind of medications. I looked it up. I looked up. I was looking up some. I had some cough drops and whatnot. And I was looking at my cough drops. I'm like, okay, is there something special in here? Is there something like a little weird in here? But I couldn't stop smiling or laughing, and I was in probably the happiest state I've ever been in my entire life. And I still don't feel like I did anything particularly special to have that happen. So again, there was throughout the week, I basically was actively rejecting, like, not society, but like reality as a whole, as in like thinking that everything is temporary, and I was seeing the impermanence of everything, and how people attribute different titles to certain objects and people or whatnot, which are literally just man-made concepts within our own brain, and they actually have no meaning overall. And so, anyways, for about a day or two, I was really, 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 really nice. It's not that I'm an awful person, anyways, or anything like that, but I was super cheery and happy with everyone. It felt like I can't even explain it. There's nothing could get on my nerves, and like or nothing could make me angry or irritable for these 2 days. I felt basically like I've been seeing direct proof of something. Because before now, I've always studied Buddhism and whatnot, and I have books, and I studied a little of the Kabbalah, which is like Jewish mysticism and whatnot. And I thought to myself, I was like, oh yeah, okay, this is pretty good information. This is pretty cool. And you always have like a little bit of lingering doubt, because even though you do stuff in a certain religion and whatnot, it's rare that you have like direct knowledge or direct proof of what you're doing is correct. You can have a lot of faith in a particular theology, but the thing is, like, when you're seeing something firsthand, one way or another, it definitely changes your outlook on life as a whole. But yeah, the only thing that I would suggest, though, is anyone that's on a spiritual journey is perhaps maybe taking some time from talking to people, because before now, I'd have to talk to people in my daily life, but there's a couple days where I didn't have any yoga classes and I didn't have to really communicate with anyone else. That I think what happened was the fact I wasn't talking, I wasn't projecting my own ideology, my own thoughts, my own personal subjective biases that I normally have on reality outwards. I wasn't doing that. In fact, I was only just intaking everything without projecting anything else. I guess I was listening or seeing or whatever, was listening to what the world had to tell me instead of telling the world of what I thought of it. And I think because of that, because of those couple days I didn't do that, I think I experienced reality as it really is, and it changed my outlook, probably irreversibly, because it's hard to think back or think about the world the way I used to now. I will say, though, I am basically normal now. Like, I feel much less attachment to things as a whole, and I don't get nearly as upset. But like normal, but I basically just reached baseline. So I guess like that day or two where I had that experience was like a 2-day free trial of like, this is what you could have if you actually meditate and try a little bit harder and stuff. And then after that 2-day free trial, I guess it expired, and I'm relatively back to normal now. It's still pretty hard to get upset, but I still get annoyed now. And according to Buddhism, this is called reaching a Sotāpanna, or my pronunciation is terrible, even in English. And that's supposedly the first stage of enlightenment. So, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Is I know a lot of people aren't really here for spirituality or anything like that. It's just an experience that I want to share with you all, because maybe some other people have had it as well. I'll go in another video of like the details of what I experienced in those 2 minutes. But I just want to keep this relatively short, even though it's already almost like 9 minutes long. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.